Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be doing a final wrap up of the Maxim crochet kit. As we go through the information that I'm going to unpack here, we're kind of going to be all over the place because there's things specific to each month I want to relate to you guys, and then I want to give you my final impressions just on this box. I will also have a separate video for the Maxim knit box, and we will have a video that is separate once again to discuss the comparison of the two. This will be my very last time ever doubling up on boxes. I did not finish all the projects. I did not even start some of the projects. I had really high hopes in November that I was going to be able to keep rolling with these, but Christmas projects, the holidays, all of that just kind of wiped my time clean. And I'm going to be honest, I really was enjoying working on my Advent shawl, and I'm not going to make an apology that I didn't get this done in time to review it because I'm one people. Just a reminder, I did not get these for free. I 100% paid for these with my own money. I do that with the subscription boxes specifically because I want the freedom to give a completely honest review. I don't want any kind of incentive to even put the question in there as to whether or not I truly enjoy or dislike a product. I don't want you to think, oh, well, they didn't send it to me for free, I hated it, or they sent it to me for free, I loved it. That's not what's going on. 100% of my review series has been paid for out of my own pocket. So there is a playlist with all of my subscription box review videos. There is also a playlist with all of my yarn review videos. So we had some accidents happen, and I ended up with 5 crochet kits. It's part of the reason why we're breaking this up into 3 videos still. Box X, which was August box, we got 6 balls of Lion Brand Flicka and a blanket pattern. My prices have been changed on some of these because some of the patterns are free. And I can't in good faith add that into the total cost of the box, even if to purchase a similar pattern would cost a certain amount. I've gone back and forth with a couple of people on this, and to be honest, I prefer marking these as 0 value. It is easier to mark patterns when they're available for free as nothing. In the case of this one, I could not find the pattern for sale or for free anywhere, so I stuck with my $4. That's what I came up with after averaging 6 paid for patterns together to find a price. I thought it was a Maxim pattern, but I couldn't find the pattern anywhere. So the only thing where it came up was it came up for 2 YouTube videos that reviewed the same box. So anyway, total value for month X was $27.94. Before tax and shipping, I paid $14.99. Month 2, and I got me some notes. Month 2, well, just for the record, with Box X, I did use the yarn. I made a sweater, and I'll insert a picture of that here, I hope. I also made a headband, and it's one of those twisted headbands, and a face scrubby. Those can be reallocated now back to where they end up going. And the pattern was this blanket pattern. It's a drawstring blanket, which is a really cool idea. Love the idea of it. Jennifer over at Cinnamon Stitches actually just made the blanket, and I think she added some more yarn into it, if I'm not mistaken. So month 2, we got 2 balls of Ella Ray Unique, a ball of Fair Isle, which was discontinued, a scarf pattern, and glove patterns. And this was one of the months where the patterns nor the yarn really went together, which irritates me. I've made this very clear. It irritated me. If you go back and watch the original unboxing video, I was not very pleased. So we got, it's Fair Isle Willow yarn and Ella Ray Unique, and my colorway was Iridescent Sky. So I started off actually doing the pattern, and my intention before I decided to double up and do the knit box at the same time was to come back and do the pattern with a different yarn. There is nothing wrong with this scarf pattern. It is a really nice little scarf pattern. It just did not work with the color changes in my yarn. I have seen where like the autumn colors went about like the picture shows. I mean, it's not the perfect way to show off the yarn, but it's still fine. It didn't look muddy. For my yarn colors, it was really making things look very muddy. But I came back, did a lemon peel stitch child size scarf, and this is what we've got. I am very happy with how this worked out. The yarn was really nice in this pattern. It really needed a more simple pattern, in my opinion, to really make that shine. I also did not like the glove pattern. Now, I just didn't like the glove pattern. That was me. So I made this infinity scarf cowl thing. It can be worn kind of as both. I've demonstrated before that you can actually double wrap it and get a cowl without choking yourself. It's like called the Tilly twist wrap or something like that. The month one unboxing, because technically this is month one. We'll tell you more information about that. I believe I have it linked in there, or one of the subsequent show and tells immediately afterwards. Once again, loved working the yarn. It was a beautiful yarn. I love the colorway I got it in, but you can see like these colors in theory could have gone together. Maybe if you're, no. And I would have really preferred it be like the autumnal kit where the colors coordinated. They don't necessarily have to match, but if I could wear the pieces together, it'd be nice. That's a me. I understand this is a me thing. This is my opinion part of this. As we get to the math and the numbers, that's the part where you don't lie. Now, the scarf pattern and the glove pattern I could not find online, so when I did my averages of 6 patterns, the scarf came out to $3.75, the gloves to $3.97. The Ella Rae Unique regular price had been $21.98, but I did find that discontinued a lot of places. And the Fair Isle is discontinued from Fair Isle. The willow yarn was discontinued by Fair Isle. The original price on that was $5.99. So technically the value of our box, had we paid retail for it, would have been $35.99. I paid $14.99, so our percent savings was 58%. Now, unfortunately, there is no Fair Isle Willow left. I couldn't repurchase that. And when I did find Unique, I found Unique for as low as $3.50 a ball. So, I mean, that's, you know, $7. $7. I paid $14.99 plus shipping and tax for my box. So, I mean, it was a little disheartening. It was a little frustrating. And the place I found it from $3.50 did free shipping after $25. So it was a little more disheartening when I was looking at that. I did start that scarf pattern. It just wasn't working. Covered that already. I did have that little tail I was just playing with a second ago. That's now missing in my pile of stuffs. Anyway, oh, here it is. This is what would not frog out. So that yarn was not very easy to frog when you got down to the frogging out of the chain. That's the chain, and the original single crochet is right there. And you can see how muddy that was looking compared to the graceful watercolor look you get in the pattern I chose. Box 2. Now, I loved my box 2. This was October's box. October's box was a gorgeous Bella Wrap shawl. We got 5 balls of Red Heart Unforgettable. My colorway was Polo. I know a lot of people got Parrot, and when they saw mine, they were disappointed because they would rather have my colorway. However, I did talk quite a few people into going ahead and making it in the Parrot colorway, and none of them are mad at me for it. So this is the wrap. It is stunning. It is spectacular. It is huge. I did have just enough to finish it. It actually happens to match my shirt, so guess what I'm going to be wearing for the rest of my video. Yeah, these have been sitting down here waiting for the final wrap up, so I haven't been able to wear any of the stuff I made from these yet. And aside from my sweater, which I've been wearing the daylights out of. So guess what I'm gonna wear the rest of the video. Totally love this pattern. Totally love the yarn. Love the combination. I do have some of the watercolors from Lamb brand and the gold, blue, or yellow, blue, and silver, or whatever it is. And I'm thinking about making another one sometime this year in that, because I think that would be pretty spectacular. Definitely will be holding on to my pattern here. And this is all I had left of the 5 balls. So we used most of the yarn, which is great. I really prefer it when the pattern does use, you know, 90% of what you get. And I'd say that's probably actually closer to, we used 95% of what we got in the kit to make the final object. Now, I am a 2-gauge crocheter normally, based on what the designers normally have on there. So I know there were a couple of people that didn't have quite enough to finish it, or they were about to run out of yarn. I don't normally have that problem, but I would do a gauge swatch with something like this. Definitely. Sorry. Video number 2, already getting dried out. Lots of talking. So the value of the yarn was $29.95. The pattern is a free pattern on redheart.com, or no, it's Yarnspiration now. It's on yarnspiration.com. So it's a 0 value for that. I have made my adjustments, which makes the total value of this box $29.95. I paid $14.99, 50% saved. Not angry about that. Really love the project. Love the value. There were a couple of people who were lucky enough to find these colorways on clearance from Hobby Lobby. I did not double check to see if these were discontinued at the end of the season or not, but that might be something you want to check yourself. It's as of filming the original unboxing video and final finished object video, this colorway had not been discontinued by then. So, box 3. Now, this was the box with a lot of controversy, and this is the one I'm really upset I didn't get back to. We got 3 50-gram balls of an Alpaca blend. We got a cake of spinella. Show you the yarn. They're sitting right here. So this is our Alpaca blend. Actually, it's a 100-gram ball. It's wool, alpaca, and mohair look, and 50% acrylic. I can't donate anything with this yarn, so I definitely was not going to do the hat patterns that were included in this kit. As with this, I can also not use that for donation items. Well, I can't use it for homeless, hospitalization, or elder care. There are cases where I could use this and say, like, you know, like battered women's shelter, foster care system, things like that. This kind of yarn could be used for that, so could this one. But for most of the places I donate, I cannot use wool, alpaca, natural animal fibers. They need to be machine washable at a high temperature, and they can't be irritating for the purpose of hospitalized children or adults. So my intention with this, because I don't need a white hat, nor do I want a white cowl, I'm going to dye this. And I was really hoping I would have had a chance to get this dyed before now. Unfortunately, time was not on my side. That did not happen. But my intention with this will be to dye the white, and you can over dye the blue or the brown, depending on which color you got. The brown with orange flecks in it would be beautiful. And the blue, if you come in with like red, would be awesome. Just saying. But that's the plan. And from there, I will make a cowl or a hat or something like that. But I've got 300 grams of this, which is a substantial amount of yarn. Unfortunately, once again, it's a brand. If I love this yarn, I can't repurchase it. It's a non-American line. I can't find it online. I can't find anything about it online. So the 3 balls that I have, this is just what I have. Actually, I know somebody who might like something in white out of this. I'm already doing my Christmas 2021 stuff. Anyway, the Spinella, before it was discontinued, was $7.99 a cake. The Alpaca, I had to make estimates based on similar style yarns, so I came up for the 3 100-gram balls of $18. But this was discontinued over a year ago. So, make of that what you will. The pattern value is 0 on this one. While these exact patterns I did not necessarily find online, I did find the exact patterns online, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So we're going to value these at 0. And that's the one where I kind of felt like I may not be being fair to Mary Maxim on that one, but they are basic. They even say basic somewhere on here, didn't they? No, it's cuffed and beanie. Anyway, because I did find the exact patterns out there online for free. If you're looking for crocheted hats. Yeah. So the total value on this box ended up being $25.99. I paid $14.99, 42% savings. But once again, that's making a huge adjustment for similar style. And what this did cost when it was in production. It's been out of production or discontinued. Not even out of production. It's been discontinued for an entire year. The last box I got we're calling Box Y, and that was December's box. Now, I did decide to go ahead and get December's box of both kits. That did leave me with 5 for crochet and 4 for knitting, but I wanted to give this, like, the biggest opportunity to wow me, surprise me. We're at the end of the year. It's December. It's Christmas. It's Hanukkah. It's Kwanzaa. We've got all these major holidays that fall into the month of December. Wow me with the final box, especially with the trials and tribulations of what 2020 had for shipping and manufacturing. Customers staying with a company for the last year, it's a big deal. And I was kind of hoping we'd get just something special. Now, one of my biggest complaints has been, we're getting these no-name yarns. We're getting these discontinued yarns. We can't purchase these again, whether it be through Mary Maxim or not. But when you have a subscription box like this and you have a company that sells yarn, why are you not filling the box with yarn you sell? Mary Maxim brand yarn, they have some great yarns. I am a huge fan of Starlet. I've been using it for years. It's been around for a long time. So I was saying back in November, for the love of Pete, put your own yarn in there. Put something you sell in there so we can buy from you. Create repeat business. Create a empire for yourself here. Well, I don't think they listened to me, but because they wouldn't have had time to put this together had it been me. But we did get 5 balls of Mary Maxim Titan. Now, this is I would call it a more durable yarn, which makes sense for the pattern we got. We got 4 balls of brown and 1 ball of red. Now, this is one of those pro-con things. I also think subscription boxes fail to realize there are male knitters who might want, something that isn't pastel purple, or male crocheters. They might want something a little bit more doodly. There are a couple of doodly knitters out there and crocheters who, a more masculine colorway wouldn't be bad. Many of the female knitters and crocheters out there make gifts for men in their lives. Maybe they would like to make it easy and have doodly colors. So, win on that. And I made a pro-con list. I don't have the full pro-con list down here. I made a pro-con list. Like, I actually had to pie chart this stuff out and look at this. But, pro doodly. Our pattern are some slipper socks. I have nothing wrong with the pattern. I actually think brown is the perfect choice, especially for the bottom half of these, because if you have hardwood floors, let me just tell you, it does not matter how much you dust mop these things. It does not matter how much you mop your floors. You still got crud on your floors. Just walking out to the mailbox and back, you got crud on your floor. You don't want white slipper socks walking around barefoot. Brown is a perfect choice. So this is a huge pro-con for me. They're using their own yarn. Yay! It's still available and in production. Yay! Actually coordinates to the pattern really well. Yay! It was just so womp womp when I opened it. Being fair, it doesn't excite me at all. Not at all. There are things about the pattern I like. There are things about the yarn I like. Obviously, I didn't get a chance to do these. I knew I wasn't going to do December. I was just disappointed I didn't get to November's. But massive pro cons in this one. One of them being the total value of this box. $1 for the pattern and $17.95 for the yarn. Our total value was $18.95. The cost was $14.99. So we saved 21%. Now it falls within my band here. But, and this is not to be negative. Some months you're going to have a lower percent saved. Some months you're going to have a higher percent saved. That's why we do 3 months with these subscription boxes when I review them. But it was a little, I mean, it's seasonally appropriate, but it's just not that exciting for me. And a number of you guys during Vlogmas when I unboxed this were kind of like, yeah, I felt the same way. Like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not angry at it, but it did just kind of like, because it's the whole concept, I think, was so close to being perfect or so close to being right. But when it got here, it just kind of fell flat. And I don't think that's something that Mary Maxim did wrong in this month's box. But it does kind of temper how you feel. So, total value was $138.82. The cost before tax and shipping was $74.95. My total percent saved was 46%. After tax and shipping, I paid $114.75. So we only hit 17% saved. Everything in here that I could purchase, with the exception of the Mary Maxim yarn, and even then, if I wait for the right sale, I can get free shipping and maybe a sale on the yarn that week. But with the exception of the Mary Maxim yarn, everything else that's available in the US, I can buy cheaper. By leaps and bounds. I can buy cheaper. I can buy cheaper using coupon codes. I can buy cheaper, Michael's or Joann's free shipping week with a 50% off coupon, buying in store with a 50% off coupon, buying on sale when it's on sale with a 20% off sales coupon. There are ways for me to have done this much cheaper than the kit. Now, I don't want to make that sound like this is a bad kit either. I've spent a long time seriously thinking about how to handle, I don't like this kit. This for me is not worth my money. But it is worth the value and worth the kit for a different crafter. I am one person with one specific set of goals and needs in my crafting. And this is the kind of subscription box that is really for somebody who is looking to stash build with things you might not necessarily buy. Having every month a wide assortment of things sent to you that you can really just get creative with. My plans for this spinella is actually to edge a couple of projects with it. I'm thinking about doing a hat and a scarf, or a hat and a cowl, and edging with this. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it really is very pretty, because I'm thinking about going long ways around the scarf, crocheting around, and then adding another round with this in, and then crocheting around. So it's actually going to be a layered border using the spinella. I do have like concrete plans for what I want to do with these things. But this was not the kit for me. This was not a kit made for me. This is not how I want to craft. And there are extreme wins. Extreme wins. I love this wrap. I would have never bought this colorway for myself. This was a huge win. And these are the kits where you make the project as it comes and you're over the moon. Most of these, and particularly with the crochet kit, I did have to go off pattern for them to find what, to me, made the yarn work. So if you are new to crochet and you're looking to add unique stuff to your stash, this might be a way to go. If you're an established knitter or crocheter and you really want to be able to get a kit and experience it and enjoy the experience month after month, maybe not so much for you. If you like finding patterns to match yarns that you get, you might enjoy this kit a little bit more. But for me and how I'm spending my money and how I want to spend my money, in particular with the crochet kit, I have to say it's a pass for me. But I can't say it's a pass for everybody, or run away, don't buy this. We have had kits where I like told you guys, run, don't waste your money. This is not in that category, but for me, I think this is a very niche box. I really feel like if you want to stash build and you want to have variety, not just, you can tell what my color palette is looking at my stash. I like brights. I like pink, blue, purple. You can see my preferred colors. And a lot of my stash is the colors I love. I mean, looking at the wall behind you guys, there's so much blue and purple on that wall. It's not even funny. And then huge burst of pink everywhere. You can tell what colors I buy just at a glance, what I gravitate towards. If you want to break out of what you think you would like, this might actually be a good kit for you. This might be a good stash building kit for you. If you want to be able to work everything every month as you get it, though, this one might take a little bit more work. And it might take a little bit more work to find the right person to give that final gift to, because not everything is going to be perfect for you every month, which is a reality of subscription boxes, which is why I point out frequently, I wouldn't wear a white cowl, but I did actually just think of somebody who would. I frequently, if it's something I can't use, I try to donate it to one of the multiple charities that I donate to or work with. So for me, it's never there is no value. There are months where it is harder to figure out what to do with things, but if you're creative, but when you factor in tax and shipping and all the handling and everything else, I think it was $22.90 something after that. It is not as cheap as it feels. You are paying a lot of money every month to get the subscription box, and 17% saved is less than my 20% off Joann's coupon. And almost everything here with the exception of the out-of-country lines or the Mary Maxim brand, I can get them 20% off with just the 20% off Michael's coupon or Joanne's coupon. And if they're running free shipping under $25, I've got free shipping on top of that. So I think if you're just buying for you and just want to hoard all the things that are your colorway, you're probably better off skipping this box and shopping smart at your big box stores. If you want to break your habits and patterns of using the same old, this might actually help you do that, and help you to look at yarns a different way. Now, I know a lot of people had issues. Between everything that I got over the last 5 months, we've got a couple novelty yarns in here. I don't mind them as a whole. I don't work with them. Like, I would never do the solid scarf out of Spinella. I don't think they hold up very well. This little cord snaps very easily. And I think you really need to hold it together with another yarn. And particularly for a crochet project, you need something else to go with this. However, these are great detail yarns. I enjoy working with novelty yarns. If I don't do the hat scarf combo with this, I will be making an amigurumi, holding it together with a DK weight gray yarn that I have in my stash. And I have a pattern picked if that's the way I go. So I'm happy with what I decided to do with the projects. I am happy with what my plans are to do with these, with the exception of the moccasins, which my husband did say he would wear them if I made them, but he's kind of gracious like that. I don't have a problem with this kit as a whole. I am not its target market. I'm not its target audience is really what it came down to. I do wish that they would never, and I hate to be emphatic and use always and never, but never include yarns that they don't sell, because they are a yarn store. And if you fall in love with something and you can't get it again, it is very frustrating. And unfortunately, I really liked this Fair Isle Willow. That was a really, really nice yarn to use. I really loved using it and was very disappointed to find out that that was a discontinued yarn. So I could speak from experience on how frustrating that is, that you cannot get it again. Now, I know putting discontinued yarns helps to save money, and they can put more things in a box if they put more discontinued yarns in there because they get them for cheaper, or they've got them in overstock and can't sell them, or whatever litany of reasons. There are multiple ways they can save money by doing that. However, and if you read the comments through videos, it frustrates a lot of people. It's not just me. I wish they would never do that again, because their house line is really good. There should be a lot more Mary Maxim in there, and a special treat of a Lion brand, or a special treat of a Red Heart. But if you do 6 months of Mary Maxim yarns, you will have some pretty spectacular things in there. Their sock yarn works up great. It actually is not just good for socks. It does make really good functional pieces. It is a little bit woolly. It is a little bit more like Peyton's Croy versus Felici from Knit Picks. But it's actually quite nice. I enjoy working with it. I've loved working with it. The Starlet brand is wonderful. It crochets and knits beautifully. It's got a nice drape to it. It's a great yarn. And I did 5 months. Keep in mind, I did 5 months. We got one Mary Maxim branded thing. We got 2, 3 discontinued, 1 out of country, and 1 maybe not discontinued colorway. So my pro-con list were about equal coming down the list. I had just as many pros in the level 5 pro as I did level 5 con. Extreme con, extreme pro. And as we went down, there were more and more. So I'm going to give this kit a 2.5 overall. It's not horrible. It's not awful. And it's not an awful value overall, but there is a lot of room for improvement with this kit as a whole. And I really feel like Mary Maxim is doing themselves a disservice. I mean, they're doing themselves even more of a disservice than they're doing their customers with this kit, in my opinion. So overall, we're between 17 and 46% savings, depending on how you look at this and how you spend your money and shop. I think if you want interesting things that you wouldn't necessarily buy for yourself, to stash build, be able to create with, not a bad choice. If you would like to be able to use this as a kit or a skill builder or something where you're just every month going to enjoy what you're doing, enjoy what the make is, probably not necessarily the kit for you. I mean, that's kind of where I'm coming down on this one. And I know a lot of people are, because there are some months that are just amazing. And then there are other months where it's like, really? What am I supposed to do with that? So I'm going to give this a 2.5 stars. It's right there in the middle. Like I said, the pros and cons were about equal going down the list. I hate to do that, but yeah, between value, pleasure, enjoyment, availability, 2.5. 2.5 stars. It's at the end of the day, after thinking about it, I don't have a strong opinion. If you say you love it, and that's great. I won't look at you sideways for that. I can see why you might. Different crafters have different needs, and I'm okay with that. Like, it is what it is. I have a whole video I plan on sharing about stash shaming people. And it's because different crafters craft different ways. So if you say you love the Mary Maxim kit, I won't think twice about it. I understand why you would. I mean, there are so many things to love about this kit. But there are also, as a consumer and as a conscientious consumer, I don't feel like this is a place where my money is being well spent for me. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. I'm just going to leave that hanging right there. 2.5 stars. I will have the knit video hopefully coming out in 2 days from now. And then we'll do the comparative review of Mary Maxim crochet and knit together to see, are the rumors true? Is one really worth more money than the other? Anyway, you guys, take care. I love you, and I will see you guys real soon.